So I'm Tom from Premier Heating Solutions, and today we are changing over the customer's heating controls. I'm fitting this T6R.
Why would you fit a new smart controller?
So we fit the smart controllers because they increase the efficiency of the running of the heating system, and also it's very user friendly these days with the new controllers that we have.
How do smart controls help with increasing boiler efficiency?
So because they are connected to a modulating boiler, they can determine the flow temperature through the sensors, whether it's external weather compensation or internal sensors. The boiler will modulate down to the correct flow temperature deemed by the smart controller itself.
What's involved in installing a smart controller?
So it's really simple to install them these days. This is where the old programmer was. We'll have a receiver inside the box with the T6R, and the receiver will go in place of where the old programmer was. And then simply everything's done via the T6R wireless thermostat controller downstairs, which will talk to this receiver. And because the receiver is hardwired, it will then talk to everything in the boiler, which is in the loft, and tell the boiler what to do, basically. So now that the receiver's been installed, we've taken out the old programmer, and here's the receiver in here. It's all wired in to the boiler up in the loft. Power's been turned back on. We're going to go back downstairs now and set up the controller downstairs. We've turned it on, powered it up, and if you go into the functions, we're going to be setting this up on a programmed time for the heating and the hot water for the customer. But it does have a few functions. At the moment, it's telling us that it's 26 degrees in this room and that the temperature we're asking for is only 16 degrees. So if we boost it up to over 26 degrees, we will see a little symbol that will come up to tell us that it is registered with the receiver upstairs. Yeah, so now you can see the flames come on, and we'll go and check it with the receiver upstairs. And as you can see, the lights come on for the flame, which is the heating symbol. We'll go and switch that off now and then check the hot water to make sure it does the same. So as you can see, hot water lights on, so we know that it's doing hot water, and I've checked all the zone valves upstairs in the loft and they're both opening and closing correctly.
What should I consider when choosing a smart controller?
You want to make sure that they've got all the functions on them, so you want to be able to have the possibility of using it with weather compensation, load compensation, open therm, which is a hardwired communication between the thermostat part of the smart control to the boiler, which will really help the boiler modulate at its most optimum. And also you want to consider usability for the customer. So we like using T6Rs because they've got really good signal range between the wireless thermostat and the receiver, and that they're a smart looking little device that go well in your home, and that the customer can use them easily. So there's a few different ways that this smart controller can be set up. It can be set up with a weather compensating controller, so it monitors the outside temperature, which will then tell the boiler what flow temperature to put around the radiators, determined to the actual temperature you want your rooms to get to. Similarly, with load compensation, you can just work it from an internal sensor, i.e. this thermostat here, and it will just tell the boiler what temperature to put through the system so that your radiators have the correct flow temperature, and it will learn how long it takes for your house to heat up and modulate the boiler to suit the temperature of your room.